Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now we have a follow-up of the story I did over the weekend about Arla Foods. This is about the product that they're feeding cows to theoretically reduce methane emissions through their farts and the alleged problems that it may have with giving people cancer and reducing sterility. Now, it's a sign, I think, of sheer panic on the part of Arla that they're having to get experts to come out. They've issued other press releases and they've said, oh, look, but we've got our experts here. And then other experts have weighed in as well. And these are experts on both sides. So ultimately, I think it's a question that the consumer must decide whether or not they believe Arla, a multinational company with a vested interest in making a profit, or research scientists who spent years studying the very product that goes into making this animal feed, that don't have a vested interest in making a profit. Who are you going to believe? It's your choice, of course, but we're going to go through this. Now, it's a little bit, it's not technical, but there is a story and I want to go through it. So some of it I'm going to have to read verbatim. Some I'll sort of, just throw together and roughly get it. But, because I think it's fair that we give both sides of the argument. I know exactly which side I'm coming down on, but I will try and be there. Right. So, as I say, the experts have sort of jumped in on both sides over these accusations, for that's what they are, that Britain's major supermarkets, we're talking all of them, all the big ones, because Arla is so big. It sells under its own brand of Arla, so you get Cravendale and Bob and things like that. But you also have just general milk, Tesco own brand, Asda own brand, and so forth. And now shoppers, they're threatening to boycott own brand milk as well as Arla products. I certainly have. I actually now am going out to Yo Valley. Their organic milk. Other organic milks are available. I'm not saying that Yo Valley is like the best or anything. It's just organic milk. You can use, I think Waitrose use Dutchy milk, Prince Charles's milk. And again, that's organic. That will not have this feed. Grass-fed. That's the tradition. But it's after the company Arla announced that they're doing this experimental practice by giving Bovia, this new animal feed, to its cows. But there's been no extensive testing, well, until now. But where they're doing the testing is on us and monitoring us for the long-term effects. There has been other effects. They have monitored this. And we will have a look at the story with the testing they've done on animals shortly. Now, the chemicals that have been introduced in this food are dangerous. There's no two ways about it, and we'll discuss that as well. And as I say, it's designed to reduce methane, which is a greenhouse gas. And both the EU and the UK government regulators have said it is safe. But then they've said things that are safe before that turn out to be not so safe. Do we really believe governments, especially after what's happened over the last few years or last few months? I don't believe the government on any matter now, especially, for example, the example of being Southport, we can't believe anything. The Edinburgh beheading, we can't believe anything. So why all of a sudden we is expected to believe that, hey, this product that's been pushed by a multinational company, yes, it's perfectly safe, as indeed are its profits. You don't know. You have to ask these questions. But anyway, scores of British people taken to social media, showing clips of them throwing the milk down the sink, getting rid of it. Can't blame them. And Rupert Lowe, Reform MP for the Great Yarmouth, he's jumping on the bandwagon as well. He also said that he will not be consuming anything containing Bovia. So yeah, it's there. It's organic butter, organic milk, things like that, organic cream. But you must make your mind up. Now, experts provided by Arla have assured people that it's safe. Oh, yes, it's perfectly safe. The additives used in farming, they say, have been extensively tested, rigorously tested, they say, and they've been found safe by food authorities, both in the UK and Europe. This has happened before where they've said things are safe and turned out not to be. And they're saying, but if something is in use by a major brand, then you can be rest assured that it is safe. No, why should I believe a major brand? They've got skin in the game. Now, Rob Hobson, a registered nutritionist, said that if Bovier had been approved by the UK and European regulators, it was safe to assume, his words, safe to assume that milk from cattle fed the product would be fine to consume. Assume, yes. Not that he's not saying it's safe. He's saying you can assume it's safe. These things are not the same. This is their expert. He's saying you can assume it's safe. No, I don't want to assume it's safe. I want to know it's safe. It says they're not going to allow something to be used if it's not past safety standards. Let me tell you, do you know how much mouse shit can be found in bread, for example? How many insects can be found in yogurt and so forth? The answer is, surprisingly, not zero. And it's still deemed to be clean and safe. Oh, yes, it's only got a little bit of shit on it. And they're saying that it's not going to be allowed to use if it hasn't passed those safety standards, which, as I say, safety standards are a matter of opinion. Now, Bovier is a compound, I've explained this before, it's made of silicon dioxide, propylene glycol, and the big one, which is 3-nitrooxypropanol, known as 3-nop. Now, is 3-nop safe? No. Don't have to think about that one. It's not. And how do we know that? Because when it's being handled, the people who handle it must wear gloves, safety equipment, masks, and eye covers. It says, and this is about 3-nop, from the FDA in America, caution should be exercised when handling the product 3-nop. It may cause male fertility and reproductive organ harms, and is potentially harmful when inhaled, and is a skin and eye irritant. And it goes to advise that those handling should wear protective gear covering the eyes, mouth, as well as gloves and clothing. Claims it causes cancer centred on safety studies that were performed on rats that were assessed by the UK regulator, the Food Standards Agency. The details, results of the studies giving the rodents high doses of the product suggested it increased the risk of cancer in female rats. So here's the thing. You drink the milk that contains 3-nop. If you're a lady, cancer. And if you're a man, infertile. Still want to eat it? Still want to drink it? Still want to spread the butter on your toast? No, I don't either. And I don't care how small the risk is. If the risk exists, take the risk away. Ban the product. Then everyone can rest assured. Now, follow-up tests of tested these things using smaller doses said, the rates were not statistically higher than in the control group. And due to the absence of malignant tumours and genetotoxicity, it was concluded that the addictive is not carcinogenic here's the thing, again, at the recommended rate. Now, it's safe at the recommended rate. In the same way as putting chemicals into water is safe at the recommended rate. Does anyone remember Camelford about 30 years ago when lots of people became exceedingly ill because of human error and they put far too much aluminium oxide, I think it was, into the water? Human error happens. So, yes, it's perfectly safe, assume it's perfectly safe, assuming there's no human error. What do we think about human error problems? Are they likely to happen? 100% guaranteed there'll be human error, because there always is. And so, yeah, I mean, the claims it's safe. The claim is you can assume it's safe, assuming there's no human error. So go for it. Knock yourself out. Your choice, not mine. I made my choice. Organic is the way. Organic milk, organic butter. Yes, it's slightly more expensive. I think that's safer. Don't want cancer. What do you think? Let me know. Thanks a lot. Bye.